Good evening, dear students. Today we are going to start the new chapter of mental ability test called analogy. This is another important chapter of any competition, whether it is your NTSE, whether you are going for a job, any kind of job, okay, whether in your campus or whether government job or whether PSU. So this is very important. So what is this analogy that we will learn today? If you have a good understanding of series, then analogy is even more easier. Okay. So this, whatever the concept of series we have learned in earlier classes, all those concepts are also applicable here. But there are certain differences that we have to understand. Analogy, what is this analogy? If I talk about the analogy, so this is simply an English term which tells us what the similar relation. So in mathematics, what could be the similar relation? Say algebraic relation. Among the alphabet, what could be the similar relation? Maybe the mirror image or maybe equidistant from the beginning or end. So these are the relation. Among the figure, what are the similar relation? So what is that? What is that similar relation and how the questions are framed? In this case, the similar relation, or we may say same rule is followed. Same rule is followed among the group. So in this case, we have to understand at least two group or two pair will be given. So at least two group or two pair will be given. In this two group, let this two group be, very first be A and B. This is the first group. And the second group be C and D. Okay. So it may be asked that there is a certain relation between A and B. Then in next pair, if the C is given, what is D? So whatever the relation that is being followed between A and B, the same relation need to be applied here to calculate this unknown. Okay? It is a simple concept. It is one way where the question is directly asked in the pair form. So it may be the pair of 2 or maybe the pair of 3 also. Say ABC is one pair and in other one say PQ is given and what is the next? This is to be calculated. Okay. So what is the relation? This ABC will represent some number. Okay. Or maybe the alphabet or maybe alphanumeric. I am just representing one of the character or element or member that is given. In the first pair and in the second pair, two members are given and the third member to be calculated. It is this way. So this is the first way of asking. The next way or the other way is just writing this in mathematical form called is-to form. So this is what is called as the pair form, or the question may be framed in other form called is-to or ratio form. This is just way of writing this. It is nothing different from writing as a pair. It may be given that A is to B is there, means A and B is following. Then there is another pair in which C is known. You have to calculate the D, maybe in this way. Or the triplet may also be written like this. Say A is to B is to C is there. Then what is the next triplet? P is to Q is to what? That we have to determine. P is given, another Q is given, and what is this one? So it is just, so these are the just two ways of writing or framing or giving the question. Okay, student. Here I have just taken the second pair, but it may be written like this. What is the first pair? Then there is B, then there is C, and then there is D. So among these 4 elements, 3 will be given and 4th you have to determine. So here in this case, this is to be known or to be calculated, but the other means B, C and D, these are known to us. In this case, whatever written on the one side of this double column, that is forming one pair that we have to keep in mind. And we have to search the relation among one side of this double column. Okay, so here you have to search the relation, maybe your mathematical or it may be your any other logical, it may be like mirror image, one of the logical, say rotation based, one of the logical, okay, or it may be the non-verbal type, etc. So what is that relation? We have to first determine that. Then you have to apply the same relation. So you have to first determine the relation among one of the given pair. And the same relation you have to apply to calculate this unknown. So apply the same relation. That is the very simple concept. So how is this? So a student, we have understood analogy simple means similar relation. You just keep that much in mind. It is enough. Similar relation, relation may be your obvious or similar or basically identical or same rule. If it is mathematics, then algebraic rule must be followed. Like maybe addition of certain number among one of the pair is giving the other. So the same relation to be followed for next pair. Maybe multiplication rule, maybe a square rule. So any algebraic relation, maybe. And we have learned in this series 15 kind of algebraic relation, which are most common. Okay, so those things are equally applicable here. So how is the question? A student, let me take one or illustrate with one example. 2 is to 10 is there, and another one is say 5 is to what? A student, we have to keep in mind here. In such a case, if I convert this into the series form, what we are getting? 2, 10 and 5. Okay, it simply means that. So it is like this. So in series form, if I consider or apply the concept of series in the first two, various relations are possible, but that relation cannot be verified. What could be the relation? It may be possible that this 2 is multiplied by 5 to get this 10. It may be possible that this 2 is added with 8 to get this 10. So there are various kind of relation. Okay, it may be possible that this 2 is taken with the power 4 and added with the 4. 2 to the power 4 is our 16, adding 4. So these are the various relation. It could be this one or this one or this one. So which relation is applied for this unknown pair? So pair having one unknown element. So a student, which relation? These are the various relation that we can search among the given pair. Which relation is applicable here? That is decided by the answer given or option given. So in analogy question, watching the option is very important. Like in series, where we were determining the rule from the very 2 or 3 element, and that was verified with the other 2 or 3, because in series at least 4 elements were given, the next have to be calculated. So we were verifying the relation among the first pair, the same relation among the next pair. That's why we can determine the unknown. So in that case, just knowing the option was not very much mandatory. But in analogy, the answer depends on certain relation. So whatever the pair given, it is this one. Okay, students? And in this case, this is the unknown. So pair with unknown. Here we have to keep in mind, whatever the given, you have to apply all the possible relation. You have to think for all possible relation. So that is the only difference. Whatever the possible relations that you have searched, from that you have to find the answer and you have to verify with the option. So in this case, knowing the option or knowing the answer is very important rather than just applying the rule. Example, here how what can be calculated? So what are the possibilities for what? What are the possibilities for this unknown? If I want to know that, then one may think or one may say, okay, this 2 when added with 8, we are able to get this 10. So we can apply the rule like simply 5 plus 8 is equals to 13. But whether 13 is given in option or not, that you have to verify. So the option may be given in this case. So knowing the option is very important. What are the other possibilities? It may be possible that, say, this 2 is multiplied by 5 to get this 10. So I may multiply this 5 with the other 5 to know this 25. Other relation for reaching from 2 to 10 is like this one. Say 2 cube plus 2 is giving us the 10. So this is the other possibility. The similar rule we can apply here also, means 5 cube plus the same number is also added. So maybe 5, or one may say maybe 2 itself. So see what are the possible answers, and accordingly we have to search. So it is like n square, or the first one is square. So for reaching to 10, 2 cube is there plus 2 is there. Similarly, for reaching the unknown what from 5, it could be 5 cube plus 5. 5 cube is 25 into 5, 125, and plus 5 is 130. This is the possibility. It may be possible that, okay, no, this need not be the 2, or this 2 may be the fixed. Rather than taking the number 2 itself, maybe you're like 5 cube plus 2. Say this 2 is now taken as the fixed one in the given pair. Then it is 127. Okay, so these are the various possibilities, student, and among these only one will be given to you. Say the option whatever given, let me write this as, say, 30, 127, say it 129 or 152. So if these are the options given, then here we are getting that only one of them is matching. The correct answer is 125. No, that is wrong. Though it is not given here in the option. The correct answer is 127. The other options are not coming. Though it may be given that only 25 will be there, then 127 will not be in the option. If 130 is there, then again neither 25 nor 127 nor 13 will be in the option. So only one of these will be in your option. So this is the basic difference that we have to keep in mind. These are the possibilities, and only one will be in option. Getting? So in this case, you have to keep in mind, in the question of analogy, we have to search for all possible relation, because your answer may not match. So many a time, applying just a very simple rule, you are not able to get the answer, then a student are thinking that the question is wrong. No, a student, there may be certain other relation based on which the question is framed. So you have to think more. Rather than series, you have to apply more possibilities. You have to search for more possibilities. You have to apply more rules or relation. You have to think a bit more. So here also it is quite simple, not difficult. So what are these various rules and what are the various types of analogy framed? Those things we are going to learn today. A student, if more than one is given, then that question is considered as wrong. Okay, or the bonus is given to each and every student without solving. Say in option 127, 130 both are given, then that will be wrong. So only one will be given. Say 25 and 13 or 130 will not be given. So only one will be given. That you have to keep in mind. And you have to search till you are going to get one of the options. So that is the only difference. So a student, this way we have understood that in analogy we have to search for all possible options. So that's why I have marked here, search for all possible relations. So this is the important. And you have to observe for that option which is given in your answer. Whatever the possibility or possible relation you are searching, based on that you have to calculate the unknown and you have to match with the option. So that will be the only in answer. Though in this case, whatever example I have taken, the various possibilities may be 13, 25 or 130, but none of these are given in the option. And finally with the other relation, say n cube plus 2, we are getting the answer. So the simple relation double colon C is to D, this D was to be calculated. So a student, here we are observing that this B is obtained by taking the A cube, then adding 2 in that. Okay. So based on this what was calculated by taking the C cube plus 2. Means it is simply the second element of pair is nothing but it is the first element, their cube you have to take, and in that you have to add the 2. It is followed here. So we have to observe carefully. That is the thing we have to understand. Student, so this was about the analogy. What do we mean by analogy? Analogy simply means similar relation or similar rules that need to be followed. So it is also sometimes called as analogous pair, okay, or similar relation. All mean the same thing, or identical relation. So whether the topic is asked for analogy or identical relation, because in different books different name are given to the different chapters, so all mean the same thing. So this is the meaning of analogy, where one pair will be given, you have to search a relation between them and you have to apply the same relation for the other pair or other unknown. The question may be asked just in the form of pair or may be asked in the column form. Okay. So from the given we have to determine the relation. So whatever the unknown, that may be in the second pair or maybe in the first pair. So if it is in the first pair, then from the second pair or given pair you determine the relation. Apply the same for even the first pair or one of the element of the first pair. So this unknown could be at any of these positions. So in place of this ABCD, this 3 will be given and any one of these can be determined. So it may be B, it may be C, or it may be A, or it may be D. So 3 will be given and 1 we have to determine. So from this 3, you have to observe the pair. Means on the left hand side you have to determine the relation. Similar relation you have to apply for the unknown pair. So student, based on this, what are the various types of analogy? So what is difference between analogy and series? Student, I had explained this. In series, we were determining the relation from one pair or the very first group. Applying the same means the relation was verified. Then we were applying that for the unknown one. Means multiple pairing can be done in series. So that whatever the relation we are thinking for the first pair, the same relation have to be followed for the next pair. So that unknown, which is in the third or fourth pair, that can be determined. But in analogy, we are just given with only one pair. So whatever the relation that we can think for, that cannot be verified. So how that is verified? That is verified by observing the options. So we have to calculate all the answers and the rule which is following, that is giving the answer, that will be the correct one. Okay. So this was the difference between the series question and analogy questions. Okay, student. Now, what are the various types of analogy? Students, here I have taken the number, This was the first example where I had taken the number, but it may be possible that AZ, CX, then FU, what is the next one? That we have to calculate. Okay. So what will be the next one? That we are observing that among this pair, it is equidistant or opposite pair, AZ, CX, FU. Now, FU, what will be the next? For the next, even this beginning, we need the first character of the next group also. For that, we have to observe among these given pair. Say AZ, CX, these are within the pair, but from first to the second one, element of the given pair, A to C means it is increased by 2. It is like this one. So we have to observe and find it. So F plus 2, we have to increase this F by 2. So F is 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 is, so the same relation, we are getting this 8. 8 in the character form is our H. And just their opposite, H. What is H? H with S. So this we have to keep in mind. So whatever the concept of this number series, alphabetic series, alphanumeric series that we have learned in series, everything is applicable here. So this unknown will be our HS. So that will be given in option. If not given, then still you have to search for the other relation. What are the various type of analogy framed, or the various types of analogy that we are going to learn? Here we are observing, it could be the number analogy, it could be the character or alphabetic analogy. So let us go for that one. Types of analogy we are going to learn today. So like in series, we have classified the series into different categories. In the similar fashion, this analogy can also be categorized like this. The very first one is called number based. One number is related to other, then in the next pair, one will be unknown that we have to calculate. The other could be your character or alphabet. So it could be alphabetic analogy or alphabets or letter analogy. The next one will be alphabet and number, both are merged together, called alphanumeric. The next one will be the simple English. This is the addition to the series. So your GK based or English based, say antonyms is given, then in the other pair only one will be given and their antonyms or synonyms you have to write. So it could be English based also, it could be general knowledge based also. Say the capital may be given, say India, Delhi, then Sri Lanka is to what? So the Sri Lanka capital you have to write Colombo or whatever is there. Okay, word or English, or maybe your English word, or maybe your general knowledge means GK based analogy, and the other one is the non-verbal called figure based, figure or non-verbal. So these are the 5 categories of analogies questions framed, and we have to learn about each and every one. A student, let me quickly take one example of each so that you can understand. Example, if I consider say 3 is to 21 and next one is 5 is to what? The option may be given like 30, the other option 23, the other option maybe your 25, the other option maybe your 18. Option you have to observe for the option. So what is the correct answer here? Here we are observing 3 7 means if I multiply with the 7, the first number we are able to reach to 21. So multiply this 5 by 7, it should be 35. But 35 is not in option. So 35 is not the correct one. So we have to search for whatever the other relation which is possible. Here we are observing that if I just take the difference, here we are getting 21 minus 3 is our 18, means adding 18 in 3 we are getting 21. So is there any option which is by adding 18 we are getting? Yes, we are getting. So it is going to give us 23. So 23 is the correct option. So it is that kind of analogy. Okay. So it is called your number analogy. That I had also explained it. Alphabet analogy. For alphabetic analogy, A is to I, E is to what? Let me give the option also. G, N, P, then O. You are given with these 4 and you have to find the relation. So very simple. What is that? Alphabetic. What we are observing? A is to I. If I am just thinking for this, the position value is 1, the position value is 9, means it is the plus of 8. Adding plus 8 means it is 5 plus 8. It should be 13. Corresponding to 13, it is the M. But M is not in option. It is N. Okay. It is one thing. What else we can think? We can think, say, the position value, say 1 and 9. If I am adding their position value 1 plus 9, we are getting this as 10. In this case, E is already given, whose position value is 5. The unknown position value, that should also give the 10. If I am thinking for this 10, means the sum of the position value is same. Then this, what should also be 5? Means E is to E. But E is also not given in this. So even this was wrong. Our this approach was also wrong. What else is there? Can any student tell me quickly? Yes, student, tell me or post your answer. It's the simplest. Student, can you tell me among the given option what is the correct one? A student, like in our number series or in number, we were always thinking for the type of number. In the similar fashion in alphabets or English character, what is there? Like consonants and vowel. That is the very first possibilities that we also think. Okay. So A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. What these are? So this is forming one of the group. So here we are observing the first pair is of the same group. The second pair E is also belonging to this group, AEIO group. इसका नाम बताना है क्या? इंग्लिश में इसको क्या बोलते हैं बच्चों? नहीं पता है किसी को?
Vowels.
हाँ, तो ये सिंपल चीजें आपको सोचने हैं स्टूडेंट्स. यू मस्ट थिंक. जब तक आप ये सोचेंगे नहीं, मेंटल एबिलिटी नहीं कहलाता है. So in the same group we are getting E is falling. And why this group is only applicable? It is verified by the given option. This G, N, P, all these are consonant. But only this is the vowel. So therefore, our approach of thinking in the term of consonant and vowel is correct. So correct answer is our O. O is correct. Getting it, students? So you have to think that way. So questions are very easy. You have to develop your thinking approach. यदि आप ये डेवलप नहीं करेंगे तो आंसर नहीं हो पाएंगे। ओके, मैं आपको बोलता हूं कि मेंटल एबिलिटी के बहुत बेसिक से सोचना शुरू करिए। एडवांस चीजें भी लर्न करनी है, बट बेसिक चीजों से सोचना बहुत जरूरी है। सो इट वाज द सेकेंड कैटेगरी, और अल्फाबेटिक कैटेगरी or letter based, maybe your aged, IR, EV. Then what is next one? It may be asked. Then the same as we have done earlier, that we can do. Next one is, say, alphanumeric. Let me take the simplest one for the alphanumerics also. So let me write M13 H2 P16, then double colon, say T20. What is the next one? Okay, it is this. Very easy. What we are getting? One is alphabet, another one is number. What we are observing? This M with their position value, it is written. P with their position value 16, it is written. The T with position value 20, it is written. So what is the next one? So for that, even we have to determine the character also. Here we are getting M is 13 and P is 16. The difference means it is the addition of 3. So I shall add 3 here. Okay. So it will get converted into 23. And what is the 23? 23 means it is W. M ka bada bhai. Okay. So W23 is the correct option. It will be given in option. If not, then you have to search for the other relation. A student. So this way, alphabets and numbers are related to each other. So these are very simple. You have to just think for what is there. So a student, let me go for the simple English or general knowledge based. A student, this English or general knowledge based questions are very easy, provided you are knowing that. Otherwise, no need to think more in this English or general knowledge based analogy. Okay, say if it is given that man is to child, then double H2 cow is to what? Can anyone tell? Very simple. If you are knowing the English, very good. If you are not knowing the English, no need to think. इसमें सोचने का कुछ रहता ही नहीं है. ये इंग्लिश है, इंग्लिश इंग्लिश, जिससे कि लिटरेचर और जनरल नॉलेज आता है तो आता है, नहीं आता है तो नहीं आता है. अभी आप वहां जाकर के काफ के सपने थोड़े आएंगे. But by observing the options, you can reject. So method of rejection can be applied in general knowledge or analogy based. Okay, or simply English based analogy, we can apply the rejection method. So here we are getting that the man, its younger one is this children. So it is the younger relation. Okay, so man gives the children. So calf, their younger one will be the. So for cow, the calf is the younger one. So this is the calf is the answer. So many kind of such relations are existing. Okay. It may be asked in term of your general knowledge. इसका भी एक क्वेश्चन ले लेता हूं. So let me take this as 4 this question. Okay, let us take something is given as the prism. Okay, So prism based, maybe your phenomena means the phenomena on which the prism is based. What is that? That is the refraction. Maybe written here refraction, or maybe how the prism composed of. That may be written as the other one. So let me take this with the simple one, glass, because class 10th student might be knowing, but class 9th may not be knowing. So let me make it more simpler. So the glass is there. Then if there is a wall, what will be there? So in option, something will be given. Okay, say the soil, maybe like your soil, maybe like your water, maybe like your bricks, maybe none. Means none of this. So what we are getting? So this glass is making the prism. So we have to search for the ingredient of wall. In the option, it is given as the bricks. So bricks is the correct one. So this way you have to think. So based on this English analogy or general knowledge analogy, they are very simple and they are most time saving, even the most time saving, I can say. Because if you are knowing, you can do it quickly, you can save the time. If you are not knowing, then no need to break your head. Okay, just randomly go ahead, just observe the option, reject whatever you are sure that it is not possible, then among the possibilities you have to select. Now the next one is the figure based. Again, the figure based is very easy. So let me take the fifth one, or let me draw here itself a very small question. Say there is something like P is to this one Q, or maybe exactly this one only. How is this P? The same. Then B is to what? This we have to find. Yes, student, tell me what will be the, or what is the relation that you can think. So in such a case, mostly the options are given. So you have to think for the options. So let me write the options as D, N, or maybe something like this, or maybe E. So these are the options. So what is the possibility? It is the reflected or the mirror image that we have learned last day even. So here we are getting P and Q are just mirror image of each other among this line that we are already knowing. If you are writing the P on this side, other side the same circle, it was this straight line at the longer distance or the larger distance from this mirror. So it was at the larger distance. Similarly, if we are writing for this B, so where the mirror was placed at the same location you have to observe. So here we are observing that this will be at larger distance and it will come like this. So this way, the correct option is the mirror image. Are we getting? So questions are so simple, student. So with all this, so these are the various types of analogy based question which are framed. So we have to keep in mind what are the various analogy based question. So student, you must observe this question carefully, then you do it. Now, among the number series, how to identify the relation? That is the most important thing. Means how to solve the question based on this number series. So let us go for number series today. Whatever the number series we have learned, the same concept is applied for this number analogy. So for the number analogy, we shall must revise the number series concept. You will revise by watching the videos. So let me start with the number analogy. So write the first one as the number analogy. Category of question, student, before number analogy, what are the various categories of question that are framed that we may also write? So write down the categories of questions, means what are the various type of question framed based on applying above rule. The very first one is called as your finding one unknown. So one unknown or only one unknown. Only one unknown. Another entire pair is unknown, means the one pair is unknown. The third one maybe ask for the wrong pair. Wrong pair. So these are mostly the three broader category, or maybe ask for the identical pair or similar pair. So whatever the relation is being followed, with the same relation we have to verify. So in one unknown, how is the question? The question is like this. You may be given with A is to B, double colon C as to what is this? So only one unknown. In this case, it may be given that A is to B is given, and you have to determine the entire pair. Okay, what is this pair? So in this case, the options will be given in the pair form itself. So answer will be in your pair form itself. Maybe like your CD or CS2D or maybe FG, something like this. In the first case, only one element, the D will be given, and only one element D you have to mark. In the wrong, this is a bit more tricky or more important. In the wrong pair, so whatever the given pair, based on that, the same relation is followed in three options. Here also it will be given in the pair form, but the same relation is followed for the three option or three pair, but one of them will not be following. Say Pythagorean relation. Pythagorean relation with one of the pair is given, and in the option three other Pythagorean pair is given, and the fourth one is not following that Pythagorean pair. Or even say a square relation is given, and in one of them that relation is not followed. Let me frame one example. Say wrong for, say, let me take this one, 3 is to or 327 is option A. Say 2 8 may be written in this comma form, or may be kept in the bracket, or may be written in S2 form. B 5 125, say may be given in this comma form, or maybe in this H2 form. In this C, 3 is already we have taken. So 1:2, D is your none. Okay, so what we are observing here, we are observing it is just the cube of this, so it is the cube relation. Yes, cube relation is followed here. 2 cube is giving us 8, 5 cube is giving us 125, but 1 cube shall give 1 itself. So in place of this 2, if it is 1, then it was also followed, then none was the correct option. But here in this case, we are getting C is the correct option. Or in place of none, you may take some other one. So in place of none, let me take the 4. 4:64 is there. It is given. Then you are clearly observing that 1:2 is not following the relation. So this is what a wrong pair based question. Student, even this pair based question or pairwise series is also formed, that we have also learned in this series. Similar pair, it may be given that, so a given pair and in option only one will follow the same relation. Only one have same relation. In this wrong pair, three were following the same relation and one was not following the same relation. But in similar pair, 3 will not follow the same relation, only one of them will follow the same relation. Example, let me take, say, 5 then is to 25, and in option A, say 7 is to 48 is there, B 9 is to 81 is there, C 2 H to 8 is there, and D none of this. Here we are observing it is the square relation. 25 means it is like our 5 square. So where is the square relation? 7 square is 49, not followed. 9 square, so it is our 9 square. So B is the correct one. So this way you have to observe. So these are the broader categories of question which are framed. So I may frame any kind of question in all these 5 type of series. Okay? किसी भी कैटेगरी में हम क्वेश्चन बना सकते हैं. So नंबर सीरीज में भी हम एक अननोन के लिए बना सकते हैं, हम पूरा एक पेयर अननोन के लिए बना सकते हैं, रॉन्ग पेयर के लिए बना सकते हैं. ओके, सो वी हैव टू ऑब्जर्व. सो क्वेश्चन में बी फ्रेम्ड बेस्ड on any of these categories and on this 5 type of analogy. So now let us go for the number analogy. Students, let us take the first one, very important. It is our number analogy. एनालॉजी का एक टाइप है. सो नंबर एनालॉजी इज वन ऑफ द टाइप ऑफ एनालॉजी. एनालॉजी कैन बी इन द अल्फाबेट or figure or number with alphabet. But the very first or the basic one is number analogy. So it is similar to the concept of number series. How? So search the relation in given pair, then apply same for unknown. But the important thing is that you have to verify with the answer whether it is present in answer or not. So verify its presence in option. If in option it is not given, then you may think for the other relation. Okay, the question need not be always wrong. So only this much is the tool. A student, like in number series, there are certain important relation we have to think, or this certain order we have to think. So start thinking in these orders. So the sequence or the order. Or the tips order we must follow. Means how we will start thinking to reach to our answer. It is that one. Okay. So like in series we have learned, very first we shall think for type of number, then we shall think for the differences, then we shall think for their multiplication factor, then we shall think for the power, then we shall think for the term relation. Previous 2 or 3 is giving us the next one. Okay. Then we have to think for the complex relation like power along with addition or multiplication with adjustment, all those things. So all those things are also followed here. So I will not take all of them separately. Rather, I am going to first write them. So very first one is you have to think for the type of number. So type of number. I will frame the question based on this also. So type of number means what? A student, it may be given that among the pair there is prime pair and the other one is also prime, and you have to given with certain options and in which only one will be prime and other are not prime. Then you have to observe that. So only prime among the option, that will be the correct answer. Okay, that is called the number pair. Example, if I am taking say 2 is to 3 double is to 5 is to what, and in option it is given that say 6, or let us leave the 6, let us take this as 8 or 10 or say 15, or let me take this as the 7 also. So here we are observing that if we consider the possible relation, there is +1, but +1 is not followed. This will give us the 7, but it is not in option. So what is the correct one? We are not even getting the other relation. If I am taking like this, say I may reach up to like this, 2 multiplied by 2 minus 1, 2 to the 4 minus 1 is giving us the 3. So if I am thinking for that relation, 5 into 2 minus 1, this can give us 9. It is also not in the option. If 9 is given, then 9 could be the possibility. So similar relation we can think for. The other one is what we can think. So it is like 2a square minus 1 means 2 to the 4 minus 1, 3. So in that line we can also think If we are writing like in that, it is like 5 square minus 1, 24. It is also not in option. So whatever the mathematical relation we are thinking, none of them is matching here. So question is very simple, but a student are always committing mistake in such a simple question. What is that? Here we are getting, this is the prime. The other relation is, it is the prime. Search for the prime. Is there any prime in option? Yes. 8, 10, 15, these are composite. So these are composite, but only 7 is the prime. So it is only prime. So here we are getting the correct option is our 7. Okay, students. So questions are, friend, based on such simple analogy, where we have to start thinking with the very basic one. So it was the first thing that we shall think. I will also make some of the question based on this. Then you shall think for the difference based or the simple arithmetic. So right, simple arithmetic, like your differences, say you are given with 7 is to 12, then you have to find what h to 19. So this we need to find. Here we are observing that there may be certain other relations. The option, let me take as the 11, let me take as the 14, let me 17, and the other one is 21. Here we are observing that 7 plus 5 is giving us the 12. It means if I want to add 5 in this, it shall give the 19. That would be one possibility.
40.
Good. So this 5.
Sir,
18.
14. 40 is the answer.
I am getting, you must post in chat box. I have listened very earlier. That's what I had already told you. Getting. Okay, so you shall also understand, because there are certain students who are not able to understand. उनके लिए बहुत छोटे छोटे बेसिक तरीके से हम समझाते रहते हैं. Okay, say student, how to find this? We can think with this one. I mean the very simple relation, the difference one. So what is 19 minus 5 is our 14. Yes, 14 is matching. What are the other ways? Other ways of thinking is 7 into 2 minus of 2. We may write like this. Okay. So by that way, that relation, if I want to know what into 2 minus 2 should give us 19. It could be the possibility. Okay. So this what finally add this 2 on the right hand side, it becomes 21 by 2. It may be given in the option, but here it is not there. So this is not possible there. So in this case, we are observing it is based on very simple arithmetic, simply the difference based. Okay. After difference based, you must go for slightly complex. In this case, there is no any difference series. Okay, it is not there. But it may be possible that difference square is to be added. It may be possible like that. So write on the third one, the multiplication based, multiplication with or without adjustment, with or without adjustment, or without adjustment. So it is again very easy. In series, whatever we have lower, everything is applicable here also. If I am taking, say, 7:51, then what is to 83? Very easy. Here we are observing that it is nothing but it is like our 7 square plus 2 means it is possible to get this 81. 9 square, very good, plus 2. So this implies the what is nothing but it is the 9. So it may be your simple arithmetic, the multiplication or power itself. Or we may write like this. Let me take the other topic, the power. Here the question I have taken, that is fitting with the power analogy. A student, these category 3 and 4, what are the most common relation that you must know? It is possible to have these common relations. So common relations in this case. It is possible that, say, if n is given, the next number is multiplied with other factor k is to n. Means it is like our a, this is the b, then we can get this relation. Whatever a is there, you multiply it with some other number k to get this b. It may be possible that it could be kn plus or minus another number p. Okay, this we have done in our series. It may be possible that n square. It may be possible that n square plus or minus the number p. It may be possible that it could be k multiplied by n square plus minus p. It is possible. It may be possible that n square have to be divided by k. It may be possible that rather than n square, you first divide this n by a factor k, then square it. Okay. So among this, there could also be the adjustment. So these are the most common that you have to think for. It may be possible that you have to take the square root. So here I have taken the square. It may be possible to have the cube relation, cube by k. So n by k, their cube or the power 4. So these are falling in the power. So n square, maybe your n cube, maybe your n to the power 4, something like that. It may be like your n cube plus or minus p. It may be like your kn cube plus or minus p. So these are the most common that we have to observe carefully. So these are the most common relation that we must think for. So very first is what? Difference based, simple multiplication based, multiplication with adjustment. Then there square or cube with adjustment. Okay. Then find the square root or their cube root, divide it by k. That is also possible. Means under root n by k. That is also possible. So these are the various possibilities. This can be observed by taking the questions one. So these are the 4 important things that we have to keep in mind. Now let me start with a very simple. So write type 1 question. or tips 1 based question. So it is based on simple arithmetic. Let me start. Based on simple arithmetic matrix relation. I will directly take the question. Simple arithmetic which are very easily visible to you or visible to us. These are addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, certain square power, cube power, these things. Okay, these are easily visible to us, which are quite obvious to us. Based on this, let us take the question. First question. So 23 is to 13 double is to 54 is to what? And in option it is given that 44, 39, 40 and none. Tell me quickly the answer.
44.
Very good. A student, here we are observing, if I am taking this, the only difference, so it is the subtraction of how much? 10. Follow that rule. So 54 minus 10, we are getting 44. So it is in option, so it appear me correct. There could be the other relation, what it could be? Yes, student? What it could be? We can search. So if I increase this 23 by 1, then if I am dividing, we are getting this as 12, then adding 1 in this 12, we are able to reach to this 30. Whether that relation is followed here, we are observing such kind of relation is not followed here, because it become 54 plus 1 by 2. It is not giving any simple number or integer. Means it is 55 by 2 itself. So it is not in option. So no need to think for this one. Even this very first, taking the difference based is enough for this question. Let us take the second question. A student, let me take the 7523 is to 5963 4673 is to what? This was asked in your NTSE examination. In option, these are given. So 2367. The other one is 2507 2981 and none is the last one. What is the correct one? Though number appear quite bigger, so we have to observe it carefully. So in such a bigger number like multiplication, division, that is quite difficult. So only you have to think for the difference and you have to match with the answer. So for reaching the first element of given pair to the second element, just take the difference. How much is this? It is like minus of 2, then 1, then 6, then other one is also 6. I think it is this one. Sorry, 0. let me correct this. In option question number 3, rather slightly wrong I have taken. A student, correct this. It was correct this. Otherwise, you will not get the required option. 5962 and 752. It is your 8. स्टूडेंट अभी करिए जरा. Now it is okay. Whatever the difference I have written, it is for that one. No, again not that one. Okay, just get the only difference, you will get it. Let me correct this one also. One more error is there in this. Whatever I have the number written. Let me copy it. 5362. So a pair is given in which the first one is 7528, the next one is 5362, the next one is 4673, and the unknown. The given options are 2367, 2507, 2981. Now I think the answer will match. So in such a bigger number, you are getting that the number are quite closer. Okay, so complex relation is not there. It is simply based on the
2507.
difference. So taking this difference, so it become 8 minus 2 is our 6. Another 12 minus 6 is our 6. 4 minus 3 is our 1. And then 7 minus 5 is our 2. So it is in negative. So what is this? You have to just subtract 2166. Then you will get 2507. Is it correct? Matching?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is your answer. Okay, so simple. This was asked in your NTSE examination. So student, questions are not difficult, though the number is bigger one. Take the next question. A student. So the next question is like this: 15 is to 90, column 10 is to what? The option is important. 40, 50, 60, 70. Okay. Very simple relation we are observing. If I am taking the difference, whether that is being followed, the difference is in the term of 5, but none of these are in the term of 5. So it appears in the multiple. So 15 into 6. So try this with the 6. So it is the 60. So 60 is in option. Okay. So this way we have to observe. The other relation like difference is not followed here. So no need to check. Why? Here you are getting that 90 minus 15 will come in the term of 5, and 10 over 10, if you are adding something into having unit digit 5, the option must contain the 5. So these things you have to think and just leave it. No need to even take the difference. So therefore I have told you this math is basically based on the rejection method. कि कैसे आप क्विकली रिजेक्ट करेंगे कि आप जो सोच रहे हैं वो नहीं एप्लीकेबल है. So this way you have to think for the rejection. Let us take the question number 4. A student, So 13 is to 169 is there. Then next one is what is to 441. Take the answer. 19, 70, 21, 321. What is the correct answer? Very good. Okay, so here we are getting that this is nothing but it is 13 square. So a square relation is there. It means what a square should be 441. It simply means what is under root of 441. Here we are knowing it is the 21 square. So it is this is the answer. So it is the 20. So questions are very simple. Let us take the question number 5. Students, let me take one more question. Say 9 is to 80, then 7 is to what? Option, note down the option given are 50, 48, 72, 35.
48.
Very good. Here we are getting this is nothing but 9 square minus 1. So what should be 7 square minus 1? So relation followed is n square minus 1. This is the relation. Here we are getting that in the question number 4, the relation was simply n square. Okay. So it is our 48. So 48 is the correct option. So the number series, if you are knowing, the number analogy is even more simple. Student, I have taken the very simple one, addition, subtraction, multiplication, but wherever the complex one is coming, at that time you have to think a bit more. So let us go for the complex one, or let me go for the second category, or the tips 2, or the type 2 question. So in this type 2, based on nature of number, based on nature of number, or this even we may start with the type 1. I was thinking to skip this, but let me do few questions. Otherwise you people may feel that okay, it is difficult. So what it could be? It could be the even with odd, or prime with composite. It is so simple kind of thing, so that we have to observe. So write down a question. So let us take the question number 1. As the 23 is to 35, then next one is 57. What will be the unknown? Options are 79, then the next one is, or let me make this as 78, because sometimes confusion is created. 73, the next one is 711, the next one is 911. Yes, tell me quickly. Post your answer in the chat box. Stop the video. What is the option? Is there any
70.
relation that we are following? Yes.
73.
73. Okay, what is the relation? The difference is followed. Okay, if I'm taking the difference, then we are getting that it is the addition of 12.
12.
Okay, if I'm adding the 12 in this, then we are getting this as 69. 69 is not in option. Okay, what could be the next one? Why 73? Yes, student, tell me. So this first trial of taking the difference is not suitable. Think for the other. Very simple. It is visible here. In the series, we have started with the type of numbers. The same thing you also have to apply here. If you are observing this, what we are getting? This 23 to 35, though this 23 is prime, but this 3 means it become composite. 57, again it is composite. So thinking for entire number as prime or composite is not fetching any result. Then what to do? Think a bit more. We have learned in this series. थोड़ा आप सोच करके बतलाइए बच्चे लोग. We have learned in this series that this 2 is prime, 3 is prime, but these two prime are just placed one after another. Means the next digit or the next prime number is placed at the second digit. Again, it is starting with the same 3. But this 3 is prime and the next prime to 3 is our 5. So it is also prime. Here this 5 is also followed. So for what I need the next prime to 7. So what is the next prime to 7? So 7 have to be copied as it is. So one is this 7 and the prime number next to 7 is your 11. So answer is 711. This is the answer and this is in option. It was so simple, it was asked in your examination. बच्चों ने गलत करके आए या किए ही नहीं. हाँ? So questions are very simple. You have to think fastly. How fastly you are able to think, you can save that much time. Okay. Let me frame another question. So, which is odd one? Is odd one for the or just for this set. So let me make a small figure. For the figure or this set of number. So let me draw. Okay. Let me draw in a circle itself. So circle is there in which 3, 6, 15, 57, 81, 101, 2, these things are given. Okay, and the options are framed like this. The very first is say 57, or let me write it 81, 57. maybe 2 or 3 groups. Let me take the other one also. 6. In the option B, we are getting that 3, 6, 57. In option C, the group is given as like your 81, 15 and 2. In the option D, the group framed is like this one. So 2, 3, 101. So you have to search the odd one group. Okay. So whatever the option given means from this number a group is formed, and in this group the 3 are identical in certain respect. Yes, it is the option B. Okay. Or the option A. Yes, a student. Post your answer in chat box. Okay. What is the logic? You need to have certain logic, and the logic should be mathematically correct, or the logic should be the most general one, not just what you are just thinking and you are thinking that is the correct one. A student, if we observe carefully, we are getting that these 81, 57 and 6, what is the relation between them? Means it may be possible that addition of these 3 is going to give a constant number, or the middle one is sum of the last 2 by 2, or any kind of relation. Or maybe all are even, all are odd, all are composite, all are prime. Okay, maybe twin prime, something like that. Here we are observing that 81, yes, it is composite. 57, it is also composite. Then 6 is also composite. So all are composite number. Okay. 3, 6 and 57. Here we are getting that this 3 is the only prime, other are composite. The same thing if you observe this one, 81 and 15 are the composite and 3 is the only prime. Like 3 in the C, 2 is the only prime, but 81 and 15 are composite. Now coming to this D, what we are getting? 2 is prime, 3 is other prime, 101 is other prime. So which one is most acceptable or most suitable group here? Here we are observing that this is the all prime. So it is the most suitable. D is most suitable. You may think all the 3 options like B, C and D, they are containing one prime. But A is not containing any of the prime. That is also possible. Okay. So it may be, you may think that, so sometime in this case, in place of this 6, even 2 or 3 itself is given. So this 6 is avoided. But even if the 6 is given, then still such a question may be asked. Then you have to think for the most general one. The most general and acceptable one is the D. Okay. So avoid answering this A, which have the characteristics similar to this B and C. Therefore, D is the correct option. So these are the question based on the type of number. Write down one more question. Say, make a group rather than in figure. This was asked in your examination. 2, 13, 61 is most likely to A is your 117, B is your 123, C is your 101, D is your 3030. Yes, student, tell me. 2, 13 and 61 is most likely to which of these? Post your answer. Here you are observing 2 is one of the prime, 13 is also one of the prime, 61 is also prime. Any doubt? So it is all prime. Is it okay? So all the three are prime.
101.
So 117, whether 117 is prime? It is your 9, divisible by 9 or even divisible by 3. So divisibility play a very important role. 7 plus 1 plus 1 means it is 9. 9 is divisible by 3. So 117 is divisible by 3. So it is not prime. So this is not possible. 123 again. It is divisible by 3. 101, yes, it is the prime. 30 is also the prime. So answer is C. So questions are very easy. You have to slightly think and you have to answer it quickly. Okay, student, let me do one more question. So this way, odd one, pairwise, any kind of question may be framed. So you have to observe this carefully. Let me take the fourth question. So write this in the pair form itself. 50, 101, 170 is most likely to the option 1. Let us take few options. Say 37. Option A is our 37. The option B is our 80. The option C is our 121. And option D is our none of this. D is our none of this. Yes, tell me. Yes, student, tell me quickly. What is the answer? 101 is prime, but whether 50 and 170 is prime? So 50 and 170 are not prime. So thinking in the term of prime or type of number, that is not valid here. We shall think a bit more. How is that?
Sir,
Observe what
120.
is the relation that is being followed here. So it may be possible that this is following certain relation, or these number are of the special category. What is that? It is quite obvious that this is nothing but it is like 7 square plus 1. 100 near to 100. So just by observing 100 means it is 10 square plus 1. Near to 169 means it is 13 square plus 1. So student, in series or in the beginning or on the very first day, I had told you there are certain milestone or the pillars with reference to which the possible rules are identified. They are the multiple, they are the square, cube, all these things. Okay. So here 50, while observing the 50, in your mind you must think for the 49, which is closer to what? 101. So 100. 170. So 169. Okay. So these are the square number with reference to that we are allocating. So is there any number which can be written in the term of this? Yes, it is 36 plus 1. So it is like 6 square plus 1. But think for the other 81. It is like our 81 minus 1. So it is like 9 square minus 1. 121. It is 11 square. So what we are observing here is that it is only this first one is following the same relation, but the second and third are not following the relation. So relation is our n square plus 1. This is the relation and it is followed in first number 1. So this was the question based on our third or fourth category where we have to search for the different pair or different kind of number. Okay. So these are very easy questions. You please try. Now let me go for the another important relation. So it was our, so this was the tips number 2. Let me go for the tips number 3. Students, there may be some complex relation. We will search for that complex relation also. But before going to complex relation, there is a small possibility that very simple relation is given. That simple relation is not the arithmetic relation, but that simple relation is based on addition of digits or digits or the subtraction of digits that is given in the number. Okay. So right, based on sum of digits, or need not always be sum, maybe your digit relation in given number, in given numbers. So whatever the numbers given, they are following the same relation. So similar relation you have to apply for the unknown one. So that unknown here you have to search from the option. Okay, you cannot anticipate because there could be various possibilities. So apply. So either this sum relation or this digit relation, you have to check from the option. From options, you have to check whether which option is following. If all the options are following the same relation, then that is not applicable. Let me take one question. Students, let us write 32 is to 7, or let me even take the very simple one first. Okay, let us first complete this one. 32, 72 is to 31, then what? Here the option given is your 80, the option 73, the 69, the other one is none. These are given in option. Student, quickly tell me the answer.
73.
Very good. Okay, you are just thinking it is a subtraction of -1. So to avoid that, let me change this option because question was not intended for this 73. Let me make this as 78. Now please tell me. It may be possible that if there is 73, then following the simple relation, we can get at 73. The option is modified for 78. Here we are discussing about the digit relation. So that is the another important tips that you have to think. Here adding this, add these two. Add the digit of this 32. What are the digit? It is our 3 plus 2. We are getting this as 5. Okay. But adding this 7 plus 2, we are getting this as 10. Now where we are observing, it is the sum of digit is following certain relation. Okay. So this 10 is 2 times of the 5. How we have obtained 5? As sum of the digits of 32. This was the question asked in your NTSE. Okay, no? Even just 2 years back. But student, these questions are very easy. Even book is not focusing on such a question because such area are the gray area. But you must think for this. So NTSE is expecting that kind of understanding. Here we may think for that 3 and plus 1, it is giving us the 4. So by applying the same logic, we shall think for, is there any number which is giving us 8? A student, keep in mind, in option, if there is more than one number which is giving 8, then this
7 plus 2
relation
is
will be
9.
wrong.
7 plus 2 is 9.
Okay, but in option here we are getting, this is our 8 plus 0, it is 8. Here it is 7 plus 8, it is our 15. Here 6 plus 9, it is 15. None of this is never think for any number. Means if none of this first three is possible, so this is matching with this one. So 80 is the correct answer.
Sir, 7 plus 2 is 9. Sir,
Okay, 7
72.
plus 3, yeah. Try to make it as 3. The pen have not completed this. It was basically writing for the 3. It was, and even I have also taken this as. Okay, if there is 9, then there could be some other relation also. But let us consider this number as the 3. So 73. Adding this 3, we are getting. So the purpose was this one, to make you understand there could be some digit relation. So let us do one more question. Take the question number 2. A student, 54 is to 9, double is to 31 is to what? The option is like 6, 3, 4 and 7. These are the options. What is the answer? Very easy. What is the difference if we are going to observe for the difference? So difference is our 45. Here that difference 45 is not possible. In subtracting 45, it will go in negative. Minus of 45 cannot give us any result. So this thinking is wrong. If we just add
Sir,
this 5 plus 4, yeah, getting. It is giving us the 9. So think for the same thing also here. 3 plus 1, it is our 4. So 4 is the correct answer. Okay. So these digit based relation questions are also asked. It is very easy. Student, let me do one more question. Question number 3. So very simple. Let us take the 169 is to 4 is there. This was asked last year, last year, not last year, in stage 2. 243 is to what? The options given were 5, 7, 3, 11. Yes, tell me, what is the answer? Very easy. We are discussing the topic digit based. It means you shall think for the digits 1 plus 6 plus 7. We are getting this as 14. Okay. From this 14, we have to reach to 4. How? Even if we are subtracting the 10, we are able to reach to this 4. So subtracting the 10, that is the relation. So first we will add the digit, subtracting the 10, we shall get this one. Whether this is followed in the second one, let us add this. 2 plus 4 plus 3, it is our 9. Minus of 10, that was the rule we were thinking for getting this 4. It is giving us minus 1, not in option. It is wrong.
Sir,
Yeah, it is our, yeah, tell me, it is 9, it is 16. Student, minus 12 we have to do. Got your point. So do the this minor correction. Here it was 9, so it was giving us this 16. So from this 16, we have to subtract this 12. So subtracting the 12, we are able to reach to this 4. But applying the same 12, 9 minus 12 is our minus 3. So we cannot get that relation. It is wrong to say for minus 3. What could be the possibility? A student, there is other relation also. Under root of this 16 is also giving us the 4. Then think for this. Take the under root of 9. It is the plus 3. 3 is in option. Okay? So it was so simple. So this thing you have to take care in your examination. Okay, let me do one more question based on these digits. It appeared that these are quite complex relation, but these relations are not complex. So before going for complex relation, you also think for this digits relation. So that's why we students, I was explaining this third question. Here we have observed that 169 is to 4, double column. 243 is to what? The option given were 5, 7, 3 and 11. So how we can reach to 4 from this 169? If we are taking the square root of 169, then it will give us the 13 minus 9. Even we are able to reach to this one. Okay? Why 13? It was under root of this 169. Similarly, 243, what is this? Is this a square root of any number? If you are taking the square root, yes, which one? No one? No, it is not the square. It is not falling in the square of any number. Okay? Because 81 threes is your 243. So thinking for the square root, then subtracting 9, this approach is also rejected. So this way you have to think all the possibilities. Other way, considering the digit relation, adding the digits, 1 plus 6 plus 9, we are getting 16. From the 16 to 4, we can reach by subtracting 12. So 16 minus 12 is 4. Applying the same approach, 2 plus 4 plus 3. The sum of digit is 9. Subtracting 12, it is minus 3. But minus 3 is not in option. So do not think this sign is neglected. No. In mathematics, sign is very important. So think for the other relation. 16, take the square root of 16, you are getting this as 4. Similarly, this 9 is also a perfect square number. Taking the square root of 9, we are getting the 3. So therefore, 3 is the correct answer. It was this one. Let me do one more question. Or you people have to do this question also. 73 is to 52 is to 25 is to what? Tell me quickly. Yes, student, tell me quickly. Do you need the option? Option are equally important. So option is like this. Say 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. These are given in your option. Now please mark the option. Observe how we can get this 52. Just by subtracting. Here we are observing, just by subtracting, we cannot reach to the options what is given. Okay, let us try it. One is 73 and 52 means it is subtraction of 21. If I am subtracting the 21 from this, we will leave with the 4 only, but 4 is not in option. So this is the rejected. Nothing for the other. What could be the other possibility? Think for the square root, all those things. What are the square closer to this 73? 81, you may think for the 81 minus 9. You may think for that one. 81 minus 9, are we getting this 52? Any kind of relation? We are not also. Now think for the other possibilities. What are the other possibilities? You think for the digit relation now. Here we are observing that I need 52. 52 is quite closer to 49. So quite closer to 49. So that's why I start thinking with one of the given number in the pair. It appear me, I can write this as 49. So think for either addition, subtraction, it appear me adding this with the 3 we are getting. Now, if I observe the 73 in comparison to 49 plus 3, we are observing that it is like our 7 square, which is this 10th digit, plus this 3, which is the unit digit. So 10th digit is a square and unit digit is just added to get this number. Okay? This is the relation. So this is going to give us 49 plus 3. It is giving us the 52. Whether the same relation is followed anywhere in the option, that will be the answer. It's so simple. So think for this means what? I shall think for this 25 means the 2 square plus 5. 2 square is 4 plus 5. Yes, 9 is in the option. So 9 is the correct answer. Okay, it was so simple. So this way we need to think. यदि आप इस तरीके से थोड़ा सोचेंगे नहीं तो एनालॉजी के क्वेश्चन नहीं बनते हैं. ये एनटीएससी के स्टेज 2 में पूछे हुए सारे क्वेश्चंस हैं. दीज आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस. जो भी क्वेश्चन मैं सेलेक्ट करता हूँ ये आपके लिए बहुत काम का क्वेश्चन है. आप इनको करिए ही. ये सब करने के बाद बुक के क्वेश्चन ऑटोमेटिकली हो जाएंगे. बुक में तो बहुत सिंपल मल्टीप्लिकेशन, डिवीजन, एडिशन उसी के 10-20 क्वेश्चन दे देते हैं. बुक बनाने का पर्पस जस्ट एक वॉल्यूम इंक्रीज करना एंड मार्केट में बिकना रहता है. दो क्वालिटी के और अच्छे जो बुक होते हैं वो काफी ध्यान देते हैं कि हर टाइप के क्वेश्चन एंड एवरीथिंग शुड बी एंड द कंटेंट शुड बी गुड. Okay, now I think all of you are able to do all the questions based on this series type of digit. Okay, the student, let me take another very simple one. Say the fifth one, 73, 37, 92, what is the next one? Option A is our 48, option B 49, option C 27, option D 29. What is the answer? Tell me quickly. Very good.
29.
So here we are observing the very first thing. Observe the number carefully. Just by observing that we can get the answer. So whatever the opposite pair that we have lower in the number, there is also possible to interchange the digit. So here we are observing that this 3, which was the unit digit, that is now changed to the tens digit, was now brought to the unit digit. So therefore I shall write the 2 first and 9 next. The answer is 29. Okay, it is this. So questions are very simple, student. Questions are very simple. So let us go for the other question. The other type, let us go. This was our type 3. So let us go for the type 4. That is the most important. I mean, what are the various complex relation? So searching the complex relation. In this complex relation, you shall also think for the digits. So what are these complex relation? We had already written. Simple relation means plus, minus, multiplication, division, and a square and cube. These are considered as the simple. But if any number n is there, the next that you are getting is k multiplied by this n plus minus p. This is forming the complex relation. If there is n square by k, you have to think for this. It may be possible that first you divide this n by k, then you just square it. These are forming the complex relation. It is also possible to have kn square plus minus p. Okay, so multiplication, addition, division, all this. So such kind of relation. So also digits relation, digits with complex. Like we were getting the second number n2 by adding the digit 1 is first number digit 1 square plus digit 2 square, or digit 1 square. Like here we have obtained the second number by squaring the tens digit of the first number and adding the unit digit. Okay, it is even falling in this category. Or maybe your d2 square minus d1. In addition of plus, there could be minus. So these are the complex relation. Here, while denoting this, the complex relation among the digit, I was considering the number 1 is consists of D1, D2, and maybe D3 also, and number 2 we need to find it. Or number 2 is given in the term of this relation. So that relation with this digit relation D1 and D2, we are getting the second number, and the same need to be followed for the unknown. So these are the complex relation we have to think. A student, it need not be only this much, which appears quite easy. It may be possible that there could be a square root of n or n plus 1. It could be like this one. It may be possible that there could be the one side is n, another side is a square root of n plus 1. Say if there is 48, example for this one, just there is 48 and in the right hand side it is given as 7. What is the relation? Here we are getting that this is nothing but it is 48 plus 1 and there is square root. 48 plus 1 can give us 49 and there is square root is our 7. So such a relation means one side n is considered, other side is obtained by taking the square root, maybe the cube root also. So let me take that one also. So n h to the, maybe your n minus p rather than 1, it may be 2, 3, any number with the square root. Maybe your cube root also. You have to think for all these things. These are the most common. Do not think these are difficult. But before applying this, you first apply the earlier 4 tricks that I have discussed. उसके बाद ही आप इस कम्प्लेक्स में आइए. स्टार्टिंग में इतने कम्प्लेक्स सोचने की जरूरत नहीं होती है. ये कम्प्लेक्स पे बहुत एंड में हमें सोचना रहता है. स्टार्टिंग में सिंपल रिलेशन ही सर्च करेंगे. So cube root of n square plus 1 or minus 1, it could be like this. So these are the various possibilities. It may be possible that on the one side there is, say, x or n. If I am taking, we may write this as the n itself. And the other side, this n is first divided by 2, then there is square. Even whatever I am writing this, the same thing. Okay. It may be possible that both sides are following certain square relation. So it is n square and it is m square. We are observing these are the two square relation. So the second pair should also be in the square relation. It is possible that n square is to, this n have to be increased by 1, their square plus 1, or may have to be decreased. So these are even the complex relation. Up to this much, the questions are framed and asked. Let us take some example for n square is to m square. It may be given that 49 is to 121, then what is for the next pair? It may be asked for the pair, or it may be given that one of the number may be given. Say 25 is to what? If it is this one, here we are observing it is our 7 square, here it is the 11 square, here it is the 5 square that we are observing. Now if we are observing the difference between 7 and 5 is 4, so if we subtract this 4 from this 5, their square we shall take for the second number. So 1 square, it is 1. So option, if 1 is given, that is the correct one. Okay. So such a question is framed. So we are going to see all these things. So what are the various complex relations? Based on this, we are going to frame the question and we are going to search it. Let us go. Student, take this. 82 is to 9. Then this 26 is to what? Very simple. If you
5.
need option, let me write
5.
this 4, 5. Yeah, getting. You post your answer rather than disturbing other people are listening. I'm watching the answer also. So good. So it's quite obvious here that this is, so while observing such a number, you are observing that it is 82, means closer to 81. So it is like our 81 plus 1, it is like our 9 square plus 1. So these squares, cubes, multiple means the table, these are the milestone for thinking. Without understanding those key points or key features, you cannot anticipate what are the possible. So first go and by heart 2 to the power up to at least 10 or 15, 3 to the power up to 6, okay, a square up to 25 minimum, or even 30 is the better one, cube up to 20 or at least 17 is very important, because based on those the questions are framed. So this way we are observing that this was this 9, it was like this one. The similar fashion we have to think, it is like our 25 plus 1. So this is nothing but the 5 square plus 1. So whatever this what is equals to 5. So 5 is the answer. Okay, it was this one. Let me take the other question. A student, take the other question. 8 is to 256 colon, then 26, we have to find both the pair. I will give you the option. So what are these pair? So in option it is also given in the pair form. 6 is to 108, then 7 is to 343, then 9 is to 243, then 11 is to this 1331. Yes, tell me the answer. Post your answer. It's very easy. What we can think for this? 8 is, you can directly think for the 8 also. So 8 and 256. Or you may think like this, it is like our 2 to the power 3. And it is our 256 means 2 to the power 8. So is there any such relation which is existing here? Here we are observing that 9 means 3 square is there, but not cube. Okay. Even this 243 means 343 to the power 5. But here it was 3 and 8, it was not followed. Though the base are same in both the case. What else we can think? If we are thinking in this way, it is wrong. If we are just multiplying this 8, so it is, if you multiply this 8 with the 32, you will get this. So multiplying any of this number by 32 means the first pair by 32, are we getting this? If you are multiplying this by 32, multiply this. So 6 2s are 12. Here it is 8. So no need to proceed further. You can save the time. Okay. Otherwise, if you want to complete it, it is 192. So no question. 7 32 times, so big, not matching. Just you can check the unit digit. 7 2s are 14, it should be with the 4. So by this way you can save your time. Yes, answer. What are the possibilities? So here we are observing that if we are thinking for the multiplication series, that is also not possible. Okay, what next we can think? Yes, student, tell me quickly what we can think here. It's very easy. If you are thinking slightly, then you can get it. By observing this thing, we are getting that it is our 7 cube, but it is like 7 1. So again, no rule is followed in this case. 11 cube, it is our 11 and it is our 11 cube. But the question is not for this cube that we are observing. So what else? Now it's come to this one. What we can write for this? Yes, what we can think for this 6 and 108? What are the possibilities? A student, observe this. We are getting that every time it is something like cube. What is 6 cube? If you are calculating this 6 cube, then it is like our 216. But what is given? 108. How we can reach? So if we start thinking for this one, means it is your divided by 2. Was that relation existing in this case also? If we are just taking this 8, making this 8 cube, what is this 8 cube? It is our 512. But if we divide this 512 by 2, means 8 cube by 2, if I am taking, I am able to reach to 256. It means the rule is like this. Whatever this n you are taking, their cube you have to take first, then you have to divide it by 2. Okay? Whatever the first number n is there, its cube you have to take, then you have to divide it by 2. So this was the complex relation I was saying. See? I've written here. So it is possible that n square by k. So it is in this category. Okay? So all these things you have to think. So this way we are observing that this is 6 cube by 2 relation is there. That was giving us the second number 108. So this way, whatever the first number is there, its cube you have to take and divide it by 2, you are able to reach to the second number. So this way you have to search the complex relation. Even in such a case, the options also help in identifying it. How we have think? We were observing that all these three were following the nearly the same category of rules. It was like cube. But this first was not following. But whatever the rule we are thinking for the first, which is not following, that rule, whether it is followed in the given pair or not, that you also need to think. So we have drawn the clue that this 108 and 6, it is like our 6 cube by 2, means n cube by 2 relation. And we have adjusted the given pair to verify it whether n cube by 2 relation is followed in given pair or not. That we are also observing it is followed in given pair. Therefore, the correct option is the first one, 6s to 108. This is the correct option. Okay, student? So this way you have to think slightly. Otherwise, you cannot do the question based on this analogy. Exclusively number analogy. And number analogy are most important. NTSE is always asking the number analogy. The other examinations are focusing lesser over the number analogy. But NTSE, this is the favorite area. So let me take one more question. Take the question number 3. A student, do this. 23 is to 13, then 54 is to, what is there? In option, you are given with 41, you are given with 39, you are given with 40, you are given with 38, like this. Okay? Tell me quickly, what is the relation? If we are just taking the difference, that is the very first thing. It is like minus 10. Subtracting minus 10 itself gives us the 44, but it is not in option, so it is rejected. Go for the other one. What we can think for? A student, other one, recall your concept related to their multiplication or division, whether that is being followed here. So it is like our 23 can be understood like this. It can be understood like this: 23 plus 1 by 2, we are able to reach to 12. In that, if we are adding this one, we are able to reach up to this 13. Okay? Whether this relation is existing here. If we are taking that one, 54 plus 1 by 2 plus 1, here we are getting it is in the fraction, so no need to even calculate this. You can quickly reset this. So our this thinking is also incorrect. What else is there? Even the same question was asked earlier, but the option was different. In this case, the option is different. So you have to think. Yes, student. What else it could be? You shall think a bit more. और भी सोचिए कि आप यहाँ से क्या क्या निकाल सकते हैं. Yes, tell me quickly. They are not able to get any of the thing or the simple relation. Or we may think it is like 25 minus 2. So 25 minus 2, and it is like 16 minus 3. Obviously, you can think for this also. Means it is like our 5 square minus 2. And this is like our 4 square minus of 3. But what about this 54? So this relation we were observing, the 5, it was decreased to 4, means decreased by 1. But this what is being added, this is being increased. But whether this is followed here or not, that we need to verify also. Okay, how to verify? So for their verification, we have to think for the 54. 54 is quite closer to which one? The number which is just closer, and all these are in the subtraction form. So you shall take the bigger one. Though 49, but there we have to add something. Okay, if you are thinking for the 49 plus 5, it becomes wrong, because in the given pair, it is in the form of difference. Something is being subtracted. So selecting this 49 plus this itself is wrong. So do not choose for such a number. Rather, try to choose for the difference one. So it is our 64 is the next one. So it could be the 64 minus the 10 that we are observing. Okay. It is like our 8 square minus 10. Very good. So what is done here? It is being subtracted by 1. But this, what is being subtracted? That is being increased by 1. So that rule logic we are going to follow. So it may be possible to get a number with 8 minus 1 means 7 square and subtracted by 10 plus 1 is 11. So it should be our 49 minus 11. 49 minus 11. Good. It is giving us the 48. Again, not getting. We have struggled a lot, but we have not reached to the answer. Student, do you think this answer, this question is wrong? No, it was asked just last year. I think last year, maybe. But very recently it is being asked. Let me verify the question, whatever we have taken. 23, 13, okay, 54. The given option are 41, 39, 40, 38. Excellent. Okay, what we are left now? अभी और कुछ बचा है क्या दिमाग में? बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज हमने किया ही नहीं. टाइप ऑफ नंबर सोचा था क्या? ठीक है, टाइप ऑफ नंबर जैसा मैच तो नहीं कर रहा बिकॉज 23 and 13 are prime, but 54 is not at all prime. We cannot think for that. Okay, but still one important tool is left. What is that? That is our digit relation. So think for the digit relation. Let us continue after struggling this. Okay, 13. What is this? If I add this 2 square and 3 square, what we are getting? 2 square is 4, 3 square is our 4 plus 9 is our 13. It's okay. Okay? So it is our 13 we are getting. Then we shall try for this one also. So if this is the correct, then in option we have to search. It should be 5 square plus 4 square. 25 plus 16. Yeah, excellent. 41. And this was the first option. Getting? So simple kind of question, but a student are not able to do. Why? Because they are not just understanding what is the sequence in which we shall proceed. Sometimes they are mugging up either a square relation, cube relation, or all these things. But mental ability question are not at all to mug up, but it is just a skill that we have to develop. How quickly we are rejecting that possibilities so that other possibilities can be sourced out very fastly. Okay, so this way we have observed it was based on the digit relation, but the digit relation was not the simple one, but even the square of each of the digit of first number was giving the second number of the pair. Okay, so it was based on this. How I had written mathematically, student, this relation. Okay, whatever this relation I had written, it was based on this one. Okay, now, so it is also one of the important relation. So in this way, any kind of relation is possible, but these are the most common where we need to focus. A student, let me take one more question. Question number 4. Please do this. It's very easy. Let me take one easier one. 37, 49 is to what? Option is 41, 56, 64, 65. What is the correct one? Very easy. I think every one of you are able to do it. What's your answer? It is like our 5 square. It is like our 6 square plus 1. It means the 5 is increased by 1 then 1 is also added. Means it is like our n square. This n is increased by 1, their square, then 1 is also added. So this is like our 7 square. It means we shall increase this 7 by 1, their square plus 1. So it is like our 8 square plus 1. So it is our 64 plus 1 is our 65. Answer is 65. So it was this one. It was very easy. Okay, student? So this one. Questions are very easy, but the students are thinking that relation are very difficult because they are not aware, they are not thinking in this line. So the questions are very easy. These are the common relations that we need to learn. Okay. Let us take one more question. This was question number 4. So right for question number 5. Let us consider there is a 48 is to 122. Again, very simple one. 168 is to what will be the next one? The option is given as 288, 290, 293, and 301. Very simple. Observe the number closer to the square. It is like 49 minus 1, 7 square minus 1, 121 plus 1, 11 square plus 1. What is this? This is also following this same rule. Means like this one, it is also following our 13 square minus 1. So this implies what must be obtained by how we are getting. What is this? 7, 11,
288.
and 13. All of these are the prime. So we can think for some prime. What is the number just after this? It is our 17 square minus what? Minus 1. Shall we correct? Now, a student observe this. This come into picture. It will be plus 1. So how much is this? It is our 289 plus 1. It is our 290.
290.
डोंट बी हरी, हरी बरी मत किया करिए, नहीं तो आदत खराब हो जाती है. एग्जाम में भी यही जल्दीबाजी में आंसर गलत होते हैं. So observe it carefully. So this way we have obtained. So it was also very simple question. ऐसे ही सिंपल रिलेशन पूछे जाते हैं बच्चे लोग, बट आप प्रैक्टिस नहीं करते हैं तो डिफिकल्ट लगता है. सारी की सारी चीजें तो हमने बतला दी आपको. Okay, student, maybe ask in the pair form. So let me take one. 9 is to 512. Then the pair that we want to know. The given pair is for say 7 is to 206, 6 is to 126, 5 is to 65, 10 is to this 729. Tell me, what is the correct one?
Sir, 10 is to 729.
Very good. Here we are observing 9 means it is like our, you may think for the 3 square also, but it appear to me from this 512, it appear to me that this is related to 8, but 8 cube. It is like this one. But this 8 is nothing but it is like 9 minus 1 cube. So this way from this 9 we are obtaining this. Means 9 is subtracted by 1. So I shall search for that relation or that pair which is following this rule. So what is this? So the relation or rule is like this one. If there is n, then n have to be subtracted by 1, their cube. This is the rule. Search in which one this is followed. So it is like 7, then it is like 6 cube. Whether it is 6 cube? No, it is not 6 cube. Whether it is 5 cube? No, it is not 5 cube, because 125 plus 1 is this. It is like 125 plus 1. Therefore, it is wrong. So considering this, it is your 5 cube is not followed, means the 4 cube plus 1 is there. So it is not followed. Means all the cases we are getting, it is cube plus 1 is there. But here we are observing that this is our 9 cube directly. So this is our 10 minus 1. So it is being followed. The correct option is 10 is to 729. So you have to observe it carefully. What is the relation given in the question? The same relation you have to apply if both the element of second pair is unknown. So in that, the same relation have to be solved. So it was based on this. So what about the different type of categories of question that we have framed? Say the odd one, or a known pair, or the dissimilar pair, or the odd pair. All these things we have done. This much is too much. Student, let us take one more simple question. Say 531 is to 99 is there. Then what is the next pair? The given option is 451 is to 55. The other one is 321 is to 44. The other one is 642 is to 66. The other one is 212 is to 11. Yes, tell me. Which of this pair is similar to this? No any other student is able to do. It is the very basic, simple one even. Finding the number composite or prime or even the multiplier and the same common factor. It is based on that one only here. Itna simple question liya gaya. Here we are observing that 531. The sum is 538 plus 1 is 9. 9 is divisible by 3, so it is divisible by 3. 99 is also divisible by 3. Okay, 3 is the means both are composite. What else is there, or what are the other common factors? Even we are observing that this is, even after division of 3, it is further divisible by 3. So it is 9 into 59. And this is like our 9 into 11. Is the same common factor in both the cases? Observe, is there any one which is having the same common factor? Here we are observing 6 into 11. Here we are observing, because it was only 11, so I have not written. It was 4 into 11. Here it is 5 into 11. So the second element is following the same thing. But what about the first element? Go for dividing it. It is our 6 into 107. If you are dividing 321 by the 4, whether this 321 is divisible by 4. So this 321 is not divisible by 4. Okay, no? Because the unit digit is not the even one, so no need to try for that. Even this is the 5, so it is not divisible by 5. Why? Very easy, student. For divisible by 5, the unit digit should be 0 or 5. So it is simply divisibility based question. So simple. So therefore the option C is the correct one. Okay? Having the same common factor. I think this much is enough, or this much is too much. Or please try one more. Here, 4 is to 19, then 7. What should be the other unknown? Yes, students, tell me quickly. You have to stop the class, do it quickly, and tell me. Okay, it means you are waiting for the options. So let me give 54, 57, 55, 59. Now tell me the answer. Very good. What about the other students? Yes?
55.
Very good. What about the other students? बहुत सिंपल है ना भाई, कहाँ ज्यादा कुछ है। अब जैसे चाहे वैसे सोचिए, डिफरेंस में सोचिए, एडिशन में सोचिए। अब देखिए यदि आप यहाँ डिफरेंस लेंगे, इफ यू आर कंसीडरिंग द डिफरेंस देन इट इज 15। जस्ट इसमें 15 ऐड करने से तो कोई मिलने वाला नहीं, बहुत लंबा है, डिफरेंस चला गया। ओके, यदि आप इसे स्क्वायर के टर्म में सोच करके देखेंगे, so 4 square it is above 4, so 4 square plus 3 we are getting this. Similar rule if we are applying, 7 square plus 3, then it is our 49 plus 3 52, but 52 is not in option, so this also got rejected. Think for the others. इतना ही सिंपल है, यही चीजें बार बार करनी है हमें, घबराने की बात नहीं। सिंपल मल्टीप्लिकेशन करके देखिए, तो इट इज multiply 4 multiplied by 4 16 plus 3. If I am multiplying this by 4 plus 3, what we are getting? Yes, tell me quickly. It is our 31. Are we getting? We are not getting भाई, और बढ़ेंगे आगे। 4 क्यों? This was the addition. I may take for the subtraction. This 4, if I am multiplying with 5, we are getting this as 25. Now 4 into 5 is our 20, reaching to 90, subtract 1. Okay. Then if for this 7, if we are thinking in this line, then 7 into, what was this? Either I can think for, a student, observe this, I can think for this 5 minus 1, or this gives another thinking also. 4 is increased by 1 itself. So this gives the another thinking that this 7 multiplied by 8 minus 1. So these are the two possibilities or observation that we can obtain from this single one. Okay, so all these things we have to think. So 7 5 the 35 minus 1, it is giving us the 34, not in option. Okay, but at the same time, if we are taking this one, 56 minus 1 55. Yeah, this is in option. मिल गया? तो इतना सिंपल होता है. आप लोग घबराहट हो रही है. इवन 9th के बच्चे फास्टली कर रहे हैं 10th के बच्चे से. Students, so questions are very easy. Very easy. You have to just develop a concept. The approach what I am following, first thing for that, you also write in this way. Think, reject, think, reject. So math is totally based on the rejection technique rather than applying the formula. Okay? So I think this was enough. Student, do one more question. Question number 9. Take 16 is to 16. Then what is to 64? In option, you are not given with 64. So let me write 81, 196, 125, and then 49. These are in option. Which one is correct? The student, tell me quickly. Very easy. बहुत इजी है. यहाँ 64 नहीं दिया हुआ. If it is the 64, that could be the one answer. It appears that it is in some power form. So it is the power series based question. अब ध्यान में रखें power series हम कैसे apply करते हैं. Here we are observing if we are taking the difference, it is 0, means this need to be 64 also. But it is not in option, so this is a reject. If we are taking the multiplication, means it is multiplied by 1. Okay, multiplied by 1 means 64, not in option. Such relations are rejected. Then what to do? Go for the power or digit relation. Here you are getting that for digit relation 1 plus 6 is our 7. The other side is also 1 plus 6 is our 7. Here it is 6 plus 4 is our 10. So this side I need that option which gives us the 10 also. Is there any option which is giving us the 10 as the sum of digit? So this was the digit relation I am trying. If that is there, that is also the possibility. Okay, so 8 plus 1 is our 9. Rejected. 1 plus 9 plus 6 is our 16. Also rejected. 1 plus 2 plus 5 is our 8. Also rejected. 4 plus 9 is, sorry, yes, it is our 13. Also got rejected. None of them is giving to 10. So got rejected. What else we have? Power, power, apply the power series. Very simple. It appeared to me. It is nothing but it is like, you may write this as 2 to the power 4. You may also write this side as 2 to the power 4. Or you may write this as 4a square. So you are free to write this as so if we are taking this as 64, 64 means it is like our 8a square. Okay, it could be the one thing. Or what else is there? Here we can think for 4 cube. So such cube power we cannot obtain, or can we obtain here? So we have to think for all these things. Is there any other power what we can write for the 64? Yes, we can write for in the term of 2 also. 2 to the power 6 also. So these are the various possibilities. Okay, student? Okay. But we have to verify certain logic between these, means from the given pair and the power that we want to alter. If you observe carefully, here we are observing that how we can obtain from this, or this from this. A student, 2 to the power 4, 2 to the power 4. No any change. But unless or until we have some change in the 64, means 8 to the power 2 or 4 to the power 3 or 2 to the power 6, we cannot get a different answer. So thinking for 2 to the power 4 for the first part of this given pair, and again 2 to the power 4 will not fetch any result. Okay, so do not think for this 2 to the power 4 again 2 to the power 4. No, that is not going to give us any result. Now try to think for this. Here we are observing 4 is now brought to the base, and what was the 2 base? It is now converted into the power. Huh? So applying this technique, we have to search for these 3 possibilities. Base, this as well as this. One of them will give the answer. Observe. Means it could be 2 to the power 8. So what if we are thinking like this? Or it should be 3 to the power 4, or it should be 6 to the power 2. Is there any one of this matching with the option? If we are taking the 6 to the power 2, how we have obtained 6 to the power 2? Converting this 2 to the power 6. It is our 36. No, it is wrong. Considering 3 to the power 4, 3 to the power 4 is how much? Our 81. Yeah, matching. But we have also think for 2 to the power 8. If we are taking 2 to the power 8, then what we are getting? We are getting as 256. But 256 is not in option. So no need to worry for this. So this way, here, just by interchanging the power. So whatever the rule we were writing in that, we must keep in mind. Or one more rule. MN rule that we were writing here, means it is like this one, ms to n, or where. So it is possible that m to the power n is there, that get converted into n to the power m also. So this is the other important rule. So all these things develop by doing more and more questions only. Okay, though I have collected a square root and all those things are very easy. You have to do a bit more. I think I have done more than enough number of questions. Yes, student. Any more doubt, then please ask. Otherwise, we are about to stop the class. Okay. So please do one more question, just the last question for today. 64 is to 32, the same kind of power series. 216 is to what? The option is, in option, it is given as 128, the other one is 512, the other one is 243, the other one is 286. Yeah, tell me. Very simple. Think slightly. Here we are observing that one way, taking the difference. So you must start with that one only. So it is being subtracted by 32. So 32 is what? Half of this. If you are just subtracting 32, you are not going to reach to any of the option. Okay? Because 128 is too far and other are even bigger than this. So this wrong. Another, dividing by 2. Okay, let us try this. Dividing by 2 means 216 have to be divided by 2. If we are following this, we are going to get 108. Yes, 108 is here. No, student, it is 128. So it is wrong. Okay, in option it is 128, not the 108. Unfortunate. So let us go for the next one. What we can think more? Digit relation. Let us try. 64, 6 plus 4 is going to give us 10. Then 3 plus 2 is going to give us 5. Then 2 plus 1 plus 6 is going to give us 9. Okay, here we are getting this itself is getting divided by 2. Means 9 divided by 2. Sum of the digit. Can the sum of the digit be this decimal or fraction? Not possible. So even no need to try. Okay. So this digit relation also failed. Because here we were observing that the digit relation we are following the half relation. So applying that for the digit relation, adding 2 plus 1 plus 6, we are getting 9. And half of this 9 is 4.5. But sum of digit of any number cannot be in decimal. Okay, no, it is always integer. So adding the integer is always going to give us some integer. Okay, so no need to think for the digit relation. Digit relation is also rejected. What else? The power relation. Okay, so let us see. Let us write this 64 as, we can write this as 2 to the power 6. We can write this as 2 to the power 5. It is one way of thinking. Okay. But what is this 2 to the power 5? 2 to the power 5 is nothing but it is 2 to the power 6 divided by 2. It is like this one. Means we have to search for this relation. Say n to the power 6, n to the power 6 by 2. If we are thinking for that one, whether it is being followed or not. So think for that, whether such a relation is there. You will not get anyone, but still you can apply. 2 to the power 6. What is this? 216. What is this 216? How you will find? बहुत सारे बच्चों को डिफिकल्टी होती है, तो फैक्टराइजेशन जो बचपन में करते हैं वही यहाँ भी करिए. 2108. 2 is going to give us 58. Then 2 means 108. We are getting 54. Then 27. Then this is like our 3, 9, 3, 3. We are observing it is our 3 and 3. 2 cube into 3 cube. Or you may write this as 6 cube itself. Okay. Okay, we shall think for all of this. What are the possibilities? So this is nothing but this can be written as 6 to the power 3, but not as power 6 that we are observing here. Okay, here we are observing it is not in the power 6, but don't be hopeless. Try to interpret this. The second one. Second one is 2 to the power 5. What else is there? What we can write more? Yes, tell me. Try to arrange all of this, or you may think for this as 4 to the power cube. Okay, if you are just whatever the earlier relation we were thinking, if we were thinking like this, 3 to the power 4, we are not getting this 32. So thinking in this line is appear to us wrong. So we shall try to think in this line itself. What is there? What it could be written? Yes, or we can think more from this one itself. So just interchanging the power to base and base to power, that relation is not here. I mean, whatever I have explained was this one. Bring this 3 and convert this base 4 on the power. We are getting 3 to the power 4. It is our 81. 81 is not this one. It is 32. So that's why this was rejected. But think for the other way. How we can, from this 4 to the power 3, how we can reach to this 32? Yes? What are the possible relations that we have to think? आप ये रिलेशन जरा सर्च करिए और बतलाइए. 243.
Yes, sir.
Good. Any other student? बतलाइए. We are closer to the answer. हमने आपको हिंट भी दिया है. Now you please tell me quickly. Student, you are observing that from this, even we are trying to reach to this one, means 4 to the power 3. From this 4 to the power 3, we want to reach to the 2 to the power 5. How we can reach? This 4 is divided by 2, and in the power, what was the 3? That is being increased by 2. It is simply that relation by which we are able to reach to this one. Okay? So try with this. 6 to the power 3. Here we have. So is it the relation that we are writing is the base is divided by 2, and in power this 2 is also being added. Try this. 3 to the power 5. What is this 3 to the power 5? It is our 243. Okay? 3 to the power 4 is 81. 3 to the power 5 is 243. So 243 is the answer. Are you getting? So it is the power relation that you have to source. This is the last important tool. So power relation, do not try in beginning, otherwise it will consume a lot of time, because the adjustment of power itself is a big hurdle. Power relation. तो ये पावर रिलेशन के जो क्वेश्चंस हैं ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं. मीन्स इजी टाइप का होता है लेकिन जल्दी सॉल्व नहीं होता है, ऐसा होता है, unless or until you have all this power mug up to you. That's why I had told you in very beginning of this series and in this analogy, there are certain key points or milestones. They are 2 to the power up to at least 10 or 12. 3 to the power at least 6 or 7. So these are the key number by which you can adjust it very easily. 4 to the power at least up to 5. That is quite easy. Then 5 to the power 4, up to that much you must keep in mind. Okay. Then cube of the number from 1 to at least 70. Square 1 to 30. So these are the key things that we have to keep in mind. So students, this was all about our class today. We have finished every kind of thing. Students, so we have started with the very simple, the type of analogy. What is analogy? What is math? We have started with this. So this way, this analogy chapter is exclusively the number analogy we have finished. So in number analogy, whatever the 6 tips I have given to you, that you have to keep in mind. Very first is the type of number. Observe it carefully. Okay. Then simple arithmetic, addition, multiplication, division, square and cube. Then go for the digit relation. Okay, very quickly. Addition or sum of all the digit in everyone is coming as the same, or the digit relation itself is following some simple arithmetic relation, like one is coming as 10 and other as 5, means one is half of other, or half other is the twice of the first one, or even the thrice one of the first one, such kind. Then go for the complex relation, where there is the multiplication factor with addition, or power with addition. Another one is the power series adjustment of power that we have learned today. So students, these are very important things that we need to keep in mind. Unless or until we keep this thing in mind, the number analogy question always appear to everyone quite challenging, but it is very easy. So this analogy, the most important part was this number analogy itself, and we have finished this. So we have started with what is analogy, the type of analogy, question, category of question that is framed, those things we have discussed. Then the simple rule that we have written is power analogy or power adjustment. These are the 4, 5, or even the 6 important ones. We have done this based on simple arithmetic. Then even the second one was also there, based on nature of number, even, odd, prime, composite, all these things, based on the digit relation, based on searching the complex relation. In this complex relation, this was the category of the power relation. I have taken these last 2 or 3 questions where power relation was this one. So it is like our tips 5 or 6, I think. So power adjustment, it is called as power adjustment analogy. So you always go for power adjustment at the end. Do not try it in beginning. Okay, student? So never try this in the beginning. So with this, we have finished the number analogy. Okay. So you please do the homework.